This video will help you to develop a single set of learning objectives for your Integrated Education and Training IET program. The content of this video is based upon the Integrated Education and Training Design Toolkit, which was developed by the American Institutes for Research, AIR, and SAFAL partners. Take a moment and think about your experience with developing learning objectives. What do you know already? What do you have questions about? Feel free to pause the video and then hit play when you're ready to resume. In IET programs, you'll develop a single set of learning objectives that address all the components of IET. After watching this video, our goal is that you'll be able to start developing a single set of learning objectives, or SSLOs, that align with student, program, and partner goals. An integrated education and training program has a single set of learning objectives, SSLOs, composed of the common objectives that identifies the specific adult education content, workforce preparation activities, and workforce training competencies. These program activities are organized to function cooperatively so that the skills being taught are in the context of the future work. This set of common objectives between the adult education provider and occupational training provider is essential and required. We call this a single set of learning objectives, or SSLOs. The objectives should align to the IET program goals and set the stage for the skills and competencies that are required for all three components of the IET. It is common practice in Pennsylvania to start with the existing occupational training curriculum and use that to inform the development of the common objectives, which then combine to form the single set of learning objectives. The common objectives frame the integrated curriculum and should clearly show how all three components of an IET program work together during a unit, chapter, or lesson. Instructors can use the SSLOs to help develop activities that use authentic materials and reinforce the skills needed for the desired occupation, as well as skills that can be transferred to other work and life activities. There are many ways to develop a single set of learning objectives. Here is one example of how most standards-based IET curricula in Pennsylvania are created. First, IET team members, including instructors and employer representatives, identify and agree on the workforce skills and competencies. Second, the adult education instructor takes the lead of identifying the college and career readiness standards, or CCRS, and academic literacy skills that support the IET. It is important that the adult education instructor and the occupational trainer review this together. The occupational trainer may have valuable insight to areas in which past participants have struggled and where the most support will be needed for IET program participants. Third, all members of the instructional team should use the PA Foundation Skills Transferable Skills and Digital Literacy Skills lists to identify which workforce preparation skills will be included in the IET. It is important to note that workplace preparation skills can also be reinforced outside of the IET class by the Student Support Coordinator and other WIOA partner staff through workshops and small group meetings. The fourth step is for the adult education instructor and occupational trainer to develop the common objectives that will combine to create the SSLOs. Employer partners and other educational staff are sometimes included in finalizing the SSLOs. The final step is to build out the units, lessons, activities, and assessments, which you will learn more about in video 11 of this series, creating units and lessons aligned to a single set of learning objectives. Let's take a closer look at each step. First, you'll want to identify the workforce training skills and competencies. To do this, you'll want to work with the occupational training partner to identify the skills and competencies needed to accomplish the high-level performance outcomes or objectives for the occupation. Let's look at an example for certified nursing assistants. In this occupation, a learner will need to be able to take accurate vital signs, correctly interpret them, and then record them into a computerized patient record system. In this example, the learner is using digital literacy workforce preparation skills to record information. The learner is also using the transferable skill of understanding systems by understanding the process or proper protocol for recording information. You'll want to work with your occupational training partner to identify all the workforce training skills and competencies to focus on for your IET program. The occupational training curriculum may already have these skills and competencies identified. Next, you'll want to identify the adult education skills that are needed for learners entering the occupation you've chosen for your IET program. You can do this by analyzing the occupational training curricular materials to identify the college and career readiness standards that will support mastery of the training content and develop strong academic skills that apply in a variety of settings. You'll want to identify college and career readiness standards that align to adult education literacy skills that build transferable literacy skills for course completion and support transitions to employment and ongoing educational opportunities. Next, you'll want to identify the workforce preparation skills and competencies your IET program participants will need. Workforce preparation skills help individuals to get a job, keep a job, and progress along a career pathway. These skills can also be used in other contexts, including completing activities in the home or the community. In the nurse aid example we discussed earlier, the workplace preparation skills are demonstrated by following a proper protocol when entering information into a computerized system. This same skill could be transferable to an adult learner's personal life when they have to follow a protocol for filing their income taxes and submitting them electronically to the Internal Revenue System. Now that the workforce training, academic, and workforce preparation skills have been identified, we can look at developing the common objectives for the IET program. These are called the Single Set of Learning Objectives, or SSLOs. To do this, it's important to think about what are the desired performance outcomes for the IET program. What do learners need to be able to do upon completion of a major instructional component within the IET program to demonstrate competency? These are the common objectives that combine to become the single set of learning objectives. They must incorporate all three required components and align closely with the program-level goals/outcomes. An example SSLO for a certified nursing assistant IET program might be: in a simulated patient intake scenario, learners will be able to read, comprehend, and follow proper nurse aid protocol to correctly interpret and record information in an electronic document with fewer than 3 errors. Let's look at another example of a SSLO on the screen. Given a sample employee handbook, learners will be able to read, comprehend, and use a word processing tool to summarize, in their own words and in complete sentences, worker professionalism as it relates to hygiene, dress, language, confidentiality, and behavior in a medical setting. Take a moment to pause the video and see if you can find the adult education, the workforce preparation, and the workforce training elements. Here we can see that employee handbook and hygiene both refer to the workforce training component for a nurse aide. The phrase summarize, in their own words and in complete sentences, refers to the adult education component. And finally, the portion that says word processing tool and professionalism refers to the workforce preparation component. This is a good example of a common objective that can be included in a set of SSLOs because all three required components are present. Once you complete developing your single set of learning objectives, your IET team should revisit the learner, partner, and program goals to ensure alignment. You should make sure that all the objectives align to at least one of the goals, and that all of the goals have at least one objective that is aligned to it. You can watch IET Development Series Video 7, IET Learner, Partner, and Program Goals for more information. The IET project is also available to provide customized technical assistance with reviewing SSLOs and alignment to IET goals. Here are some suggestions on how you can apply what you have learned in this video. The IET project staff is available to provide customized technical assistance to help you develop a single set of learning objectives. You can also work with your IET team members and other appropriate partners to complete the instructional planning section of the IET planning tool. Please contact the IET project if you have questions or if you'd like more information or support about developing and offering IETs for your learners. Click on the link below to view the contact information for the IET project staff.